Hi there, this is my review of the Bradley Kimura III by Bradley Cutlery, actually made by Kershaw for Bradley Cutlery. Looks closed, looks just like Kimura II. Looks good. Nice straight handles, little skeletonization through here, good weight, solid construction, sandwich style. Very minimal sandwich style construction, there's not much to it. Really isn't much to it at all. Standard T-latch. These spacers in the bottom act as a latch gate. Latch will never come in contact with the blade. Tonto style blade, kind of a drop point Tonto, I would say. Just, razor sharp. I really like the angle of the point on the Tonto. I didn't bust out the protractor. It's just not what I'm into. Super sharp. This drop point has not so much a false edge, just kind of a shadow grind on it, just to kind of trim it down a little bit so it comes to a nicer, more acute tip. I've dropped it a couple times already, I'm not going to lie about it, and there's been no damage at all. Super tight right out of the box, in terms of handle play. Just, minimal. I mean, 1/16 of an inch, tops. Doesn't at all, move around. Got the Bradley logo right on the face of the blade. Little Made in USA on the back. Maybe that 13C Sandvik stuff. I just call it Sandvik steel. Good stuff. Cutting tests I've done. I'm not gonna videotape them. Just you want to watch me cut paper? No. Razor sharp, smooth edge. Just peels right through them. Easy peasy. The couple of things I would like to see changed. A spring latch would be nice, but I understand the price point we're dealing with. It's not really, I don't know if it's an option or not. This T-latch locks up super tight, so it's not a complaint, it's just something I would like to see. And it's not even, it doesn't affect the functionality of the knife, it's just when you're flipping it, you hear it rattling around, and it doesn't like latch closed on you by surprise or anything like that. So, it's not really a thing, I'd just like to see it, the next generation maybe, the Kimura 4 now, this is the Kimura 3, maybe the Kimura 5 could have a spring latch. Just saying. Also, while this is heavy and very well balanced, I would like to see more meat in the spacers at the ends of the handles, give it a little more weight for a better swing. And that's just a personal preference thing. I don't mind heavy at all. These guys are like, oh, it must be made of titanium and super light materials, carbon fiber. Nah, heavy's fine. Fuck up. Do some hand exercises. The spacers in this one are just really small steel standoffs. Try and get them. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get them in there. You can kind of see them. Yeah, see, and they're even milled down to the center. They're just there to keep the blade apart. The blade from smacking into the sides of the handles, which it doesn't. The blade's very well centered in between the handles. You could easily make those out of solid steel. There's plenty of room in there that the blade's not going to hit them. Just make them out of kind of like in a Typhoon. How they're that kind of solid steel triangle. There's even more room here for a bigger spacer, and I would just throw a little more weight at the ends of the handle, and it would just swing that much better, I think. Not that it swings bad at all, which is kind of my next point. This is a superb flipping knife. Manipulates really well. Seriously considering having a sheath made for it. I have some ideas about things, because I already wear a Leatherman on my belt all the time. It's right here. It's part of my EDC, and so is this now. Two belt sheaths, looks a little goofy, so I'm gonna have a deep pocket sheath made for it, I think, because it doesn't have a pocket clip, and I really don't see a way to get one on there either. There's just not that much to it in terms of availability of places to attach it. The only place to attach it would be where the spacers are down here, and there's the divots in the end of the handles that they're great for grip and things like that, for like pulling out of the pocket, but the screws there are the only place to attach a pocket clip. First off, the pocket clip would be very thin. It has to be very narrow. And secondly, it just wouldn't fit. I don't know of a way to make it work. I'd have to fabricate it, and my fabrication skills aren't quite that good yet. It's something I'm going to play with, though, I think. All that said, just the basics one more time. Sandwich style construction balisong. Dual tang pins, as most sandwich style balisongs are, so you don't slap your hands wide open on the open side. All stainless steel. Torque screws throughout. Really good quality stuff. It's solid. It's got the phosphor bronze washers in there. Smooth. It's super smooth. I recently had a chance to flip a Zabo fly in a pass around, and this is equally as smooth, if not a little bit smoother than that was, and that was one of the better production knives I've ever played with. In terms of edge, varying again to the Zabo fly, that thing's the sharpest knife I've played with. One of the sharpest knives I've ever played with. This one, on the other hand, is right up there. It's pretty sharp, and that the edge on this one is a little different in terms of shape. A lot of your times you get a Tonto, and they'll have a little bit of belly through here. This one doesn't. This one's almost ruler straight. I mean, it has the tiniest bit of belly to it, so it aids in slicing and slashing. But it's really, if it's there at all. I mean, I'm trying and I don't think it's there. That's pretty much straight. That's okay though, because you get the secondary, a really aggressive and acute secondary point here. You have your main tip as the secondary point. Or if you do a simple quick slash, it cuts right through. I did some paper cutting tests, just held the paper loose up here and it pops right through it, no problem. Stabbing test, this thing goes through. It went halfway through a phone book when I shoved on it. Again, I want to talk about quality construction here. The screws are great, nice and solid, good carbon, black screws for contrast. I say carbon, but black screws for contrast purposes. Pivots rotate freely. I can sit here and move the pivots like this underneath my fingers. They spin freely through there, but there's no play, and that's where I like it. I don't, some guys like a little handle play on their balisongs. Me, I find it hard to manipulate when I get too much wobble, especially if I'm throwing it around or whatever. It just flies all funny, and that's just me though. Personally, I like mine nice and tight. I have made references on other forums as to how tight it is, and I will not do that here for the sake of decorum. The T-latch, really solid construction. Also, I like the round and chamfered edges on it. Makes doing latch drops and things, like this, comfortable. It just, and some of the other knives I own, most notably the Baron Son, the T-latch has really sharp edges on it, and if you're doing a lot of flipping with the latch, manipulation hanging onto the latch, it's gonna sting, and that kind of bugs me. That's one of the shortcomings of that knife, not this one. This one's great. Again, all the edges on this have been rounded and smooth. There's not a single jagged edge or sharp edge except the actual edge of the knife. Again, can't say enough good stuff about it, really. Again, at the price point, I've seen them as low online as $80 and as high as $95. So, pick a vendor and go with it. Guess that's about it for me. Hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching. Take care, guys.